Amogh Vignesh.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Toastmaster Lalana. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome, my dear guests. Today, let me tell you about my favorite bird. A bird which is a symbol of power and courage. If there was a Bollywood movie being made, this bird would definitely play this hero with the six-pack abs. A bird which flies majestically over all other birds in the blue sky, the eagle is the epitome of majesticity. Whether in Alaska or in the Great Canyon, the eagle is the sovereign of the air. We all know that the eagle is meant to fly, but as a kid, it doesn't know that. If you take a baby eagle that is an eaglet and separate it at birth from its parents, it will never learn how to fly. It will just grovel around in the mud, just like a chicken. It would even look up and see the other eagles flying in the sky, and it would never guess that it was also meant to glide like them. 2 years back, I too was one of these eaglets separated at birth. I didn't know I had a flair for public speaking. Timid, shy, and underconfident, I was trying to figure out who I was as a person. Always thought, public speaking came very naturally to a person, more like a trait which is acquired at birth. And on top of that, I suffered from glossophobia, the fear of public speaking. So every time I had to speak in front of a group of people, I dreaded it. For a long time, honestly, I had given up hope that I would gain this voice to express what was going on in this head of mine. During college days, when I had to make presentations, I would just ask my friends to do it, or else I would just take up the introduction because it was the easier part. But all this changed, my dear friends, by one decision I took. That one decision that changed my life forever, and that was joining Toastmasters. You see, the eaglet is basically a kid, and it needs to be taught how to fly. And to teach how to fly is the mother eagle's job. So it demonstrates. It stands, it flaps its wings rigorously, and then stands at the edge of the nest and takes the leap of faith. And it disappears into thin air. The baby eagle is anxious and looking for its mother. And alas, she appears, flapping her wings majestically, and the baby eagle is impressed. And she says, "Wow, what wonderful wings my mother eagle has." As I attended Toastmasters week after week, I saw amazing Toastmasters give beautiful addresses. They always made sure they gave it their 100%. I used to look at them and wonder, when am I going to become a confident speaker like them? I started with a single speech. I gained a little courage. Every table topic was a challenge of its own. I went to my second speech, and as and when I grew from one speech to another, the hunger in me to become a better Toastmaster grew with me. And within 3 months of joining, I took up the essay role. Actually, I remember I didn't even want to take it up. It was actually Supreet who pushed me to take it up. And I'm so glad he did, because if he hadn't, I wouldn't have met the big brother of public speaking, leadership. And within a span of 1.5 years, I had grown into a confident speaker, and my leadership skills were polished like a military man's shoe. Just like the mother eagle, Mekong Communication Club and its members have made sure they've mentored me, they've guided me, and they've instilled that confidence in me. They gave me that extra push to develop the wings, that wings that's going to help me fly with confidence for the rest of my life. Since the 2 years that I've been part of MCC, I've been inspired by a lot of people. But that one role that has always made me to get better has been the presidency. It's not because of the fancy role it is, or I get to boss around people. It's just because of the kind of presidents the club has produced. I've seen presidents like Rohit Sardesh Pandey, Shailaja Sampath, Shri, Balaji, Bhatsar give such amazing addresses and mesmerize the audience. And today, when I'm being installed as the president, I feel really humble, grateful, and privileged for being given this opportunity. Today is a very memorable and special day for me. And I think it's fit that I thank a few people who have been really close to me and have mentored me in the right way. First and foremost, my super cool president when I was the SAA, he was Toastmaster Santosh. I spent about 6 months introducing Toastmaster Santosh. And at that point, I actually thought I could write a biography about him. The thing about Santosh was that he was also a very creative person. Whatever be the guidelines, he always wanted to add his own flavor to it. And that's something it stuck on to me. For me, nowadays, when I write a speech, I ask myself, Amogh, what is the flavor that you're adding to the speech? And then I go on to deliver it. The second person is the psychologist of our club, the sweet and the ever encouraging Dr. B. She is always positive and never short of encouraging compliments. After every speech, she makes it a point to wait, come and talk to me, and give me such valuable feedback. There's always those small things like these that has always made me measure my progress and get better with public speaking. This third person is someone who is very, very, very special to me. You know, in school, on the first day, the first person you sit next to becomes your best friend for the entire term. This is how this person became close to me. When I was the SAA, he was my desk buddy for 6 months. His speechcraft skills and his technique-based thinking is something we all learn from. Every time he calls me, I grab a pen and a paper because it's like a mini education session. I'm sure you all know whom I'm talking about. It's none other than DTM AK Prabhakar sir. Sir, I think you have been a big influence on me and have learned a great deal of things from you. Last but not the least, that one person who has been my go-to person in Toastmasters, be it leadership or any speech mentoring, she has been the person literally on my speed dial. Radiating with positivity and spreading smiles throughout the club, none other than Toastmaster Sri Devi. You know, my parents always taught me to surround myself with good company. They always told me, Amogh, you need to surround yourself with good company because they always bring out the best qualities in you. And every Monday, I think, brought out the best qualities in me. Every speech I heard, every conversation I had, and every network I developed helped me get better and get out of my comfort zone. And for me, dear members, I think you guys have been the best company I could ask for, and my parents would be really happy about that. They're in fact present here, and they always used to think, you know, you're so enthusiastic on Monday evenings. Are you going to meet your girlfriend? But I'm happy they're here to witness all you Toastmasters here.